Welcome to the Trading Raw Stories podcast. I'm Rita, the host with the most inspiring stories that you ever did hear. Back in the day when the day was back, I was known as the juicing queen. I became raw vegan overnight after watching a documentary called Food Matters. Changing what I was putting in and on my body didn't just make me lose weight and have great skin, it gave me mind clarity, more energy, and over time made me so self-aware and intuitive that I vibrate on a higher frequency and level of consciousness that's turned me into a manifesting queen. I've lived like 9 lives and have amazing stories to share that may inspire you to leave that guy you're with, quit that job you hate, start that business you've been talking about forever, and at the very least, you'll probably start saying yes more often. I'm your tell it like you need to hear it and make you do it, sister from another mister. I've lived quite the life and have stories for days that have inspired women and transformed their lives in real big ways. So I created this podcast to share my insane and somewhat unbelievable stories with the world to reach whoever needs to hear them. I'll bring on people with stories to trade with me, and I'll even have some live coaching sessions from listeners calling in. You're here because you were meant to find this podcast, this community, these raw stories. There are no coincidences. Everything happens for you, not to you, and I am so glad you're here. Welcome to the first ever Trading Raw Stories podcast episode. I have to tell you, this one is really unique, really special because it's not super ideal. I was actually in the car driving to my brother's wedding, Labor Day weekend in Colorado from California. So it was quite the ride, and I had this really inspired thought an idea to just this nudge from the universe to just hit record and start yapping. And so that's exactly what I did. And that's what this episode is. So I'm going to literally press play on my phone and record it straight onto my mic. And I think that'll get you better sound quality than me just transferring the recording file into GarageBand and all this technology stuff that you don't need to know about. So I'm just going to go ahead and hit play right now. Y'all ready? Here we go. Let's see how this goes down.
Welcome to the very first episode of the Trading Raw Stories podcast. I am Rita, and I'm currently on the road driving from California to Colorado. And I decided that I'm going to record this podcast right now because I've been putting it off for too long, making so many excuses, getting in my own damn way, and enough is enough. I have been wanting to do this for so many years now, and I'm not going to get in my way anymore. So here I am on the road. It's 8:23 p.m., 100 degrees outside. I've got Frankie, my little pup, laying on my lap, and the car is packed with everything that I could need to snack and keep me awake and all the things. I even have a cute little Buddha bottle with a gorgeous golden yellow rose in it, just so that I can stare at it, and it brightens my day. I buy myself flowers every single Sunday when I get groceries, because why not? And whenever I look at them, I'm just like smiling so big, like, oh, it's just really true love. Like, I love myself now. For the first time in my life, I truly love myself. It's amazing. So the reason why I am doing this podcast is because there are so many things that I'm so passionate about, and I've been stuck in the how, stuck in the what do I do, which one do I pick? I'm so multi-passionate, it's just ridiculous. I can tell you all the things right now, but the reason I'm doing the podcast is because those who have crossed my path just in person, I've been able to connect with them on a deep level where I share my story and it inspires the hell out of them. They take action, they do something scary, they do the thing that they've been talking themselves out of, they finally leave that toxic relationship, or they quit that job and finally start their business, or just whatever it is, they get inspired and they do something. They take action. I'm all about saying yes. I'm all about listening to your intuition. I'm all about putting the right things in and on your body, and I'm all about connecting your mind and your body and your soul, and for you to realize that it all starts with food, and to be inspired, to be motivated, to just kick your own ass into gear and follow your dreams. Figure out what your passion is. Figure out what you're meant to do in this world. We're all meant to serve. We're all creative. We're all inspiring in some way or another. We're all meant to do something bigger and better and greater than what we're currently doing right now in this very moment. I'm telling you, and you know it. You feel it. You feel it in your heart. You feel it in your soul. You're yearning for something more, but you don't believe in yourself. You don't believe that you can do it. And why? It's because of the limiting beliefs that you have that are programmed in you from when you were from ages 0 to 7. You picked up things. Your subconscious just absorbed this belief system that is not true, but it's designed to protect you, to keep you safe, to keep you small. And that's what the ego is, and that's what it does. It's self-preserving. And that's what's happened to me this whole time. I've had these big hopes and dreams and things that I've always wanted to do and always known that I meant to do. In 2010, I became raw vegan overnight. I seriously watched a documentary called Food Matters, and immediately, that's for my sister, she'll laugh when she hears that, I watched it and just automatically I had my eyes wide open and my mind was blown. Like, I learned that the food system is so corrupt that the food that we are eating, if you want to call it that, processed food, literally has chemicals in it that are designed to get you sick. The chemicals that are in cleaning products and God knows what else used to run an RV, like the blueberry muffins that you think have blueberries are actually propylene glycol. It's used to run an RV. I shit you not. Google it. And then when you find gelatin in an ingredient, like it's in what? All these different like jellos and puddings and whatever. There's gelatin in everything. Google what gelatin is if you have never done that. Please do it. When I taught 5th grade when I lived in Arizona, I told my students whenever they would bring the snacks into the classroom to turn it over and Google every single ingredient. And their minds were blown. They're like, Miss Pira, why would they put that in our food? And I'm like, I don't know. You know, like I'm just planting the seed. Watching that documentary, it just opened my mind. It was like, wait a minute, I'm literally being poisoned. I'm being poisoned. The only thing that you really have control over as a human is what you put in and on your body. And if you don't realize that that is your one true power to control everything about you, the way your brain works, the way your mind works, the way your body works, the way you look, the way you feel, the way you sleep, everything is connected to what you eat. And whenever you watch any of these documentaries like Food Matters, Forks Over Knives, What the Health, Game Changers, like all these different documentaries, if you watch that, you'll see that there's like foundations like American Heart Association or American Cancer, whatever they're called. I don't know. They're all in on it. They've got their pockets literally, what do you call, what's the saying? I don't know. I'm foreign. I'm Assyrian, by the way. Assyrian, Assyrian. It's like ancient Babylonian, Mesopotamia, like from back in the day when the day was back, like 600 BC or something. You learned about us in like 5th grade for like 2 seconds. But yeah, anyway, just wanted to let you know about that. By the way, I'm also 36 years old, and people often think I'm 28 or something like that, and it's really honestly because I have been vegan and juicing for the last decade of my life. And the very first year, I was 100% raw because I watched that documentary. The food that you put in your body can either be the slowest form of poison or the best form of medicine. And Anne Wigmore actually said that, but she said it in reverse. Think about it like a car, right? Say you're driving a car and you need gas. You're going to go to the gas station and you put gas in the car. You're not going to put anything else in your gas tank other than gas, what is meant for the car, right? Okay, so why, as humans, as a human being, we have a mouth, just like the car has a gas pump gauge thing, whatever you want to call it. You pump gas into the car. The gas for a human body is a vegetable, a fruit, a nut, or a seed, and water. That is fuel for the human body. And how often are you fueling your body? How often are you nourishing your body? You have no idea how good you can feel. You have no idea. It's just amazing. The people that I've had start to eat the way that I eat or juice more often, and someone actually went vegan when I was living in New York for 5 years after Arizona, by the way, and that's another story. But someone that I know there reached out to me and said, oh my gosh, I've been vegan for 2 weeks. Now, I've never felt better. I had no idea how good I can feel. Exact words. Exact words. And he's in his 40s. So imagine that. And for me, I'm 35. I'll be 36 on November 30th. I don't look it. I don't feel it. And I don't work out. And I haven't worked out since 2007. So there's something to what I'm saying, guys. It's real. Your body, your human body needs fruits, vegetables, nuts, and seeds. And there is a way to do it so that you actually feel fulfilled and nourished and like enjoy your food. Go to my Instagram, Raw Vegan Rita, and just look at the food that I make. Look at the stories. It's insane, the magic that you can create out of vegetables and fruits. And now, more than ever, it's so easy. You don't need to eat meat, and you don't need to eat dairy. First of all, meat clogs your arteries and causes cardiovascular disease, okay? And dairy is literally proven to cause cancer. There's a book called The China Study that I read. Please read it. There's a study in there that they did where they basically had, I guess, rats or whatnot. It was a long time ago that I read it, so don't quote me exactly. But from what I took from it was this, or from what I remember, rather. They basically gave a bunch of rats 20% protein, like dairy protein. Casein is dairy protein. 20%, right? And then they suddenly developed cancer tumors. Then they lowered it to 5%, and the cancer went away. And they gave it 20% again, cancer came back. So if you can turn cancer off and on with food, what do you think you're doing to your body every single day? And we have this whole mentality like, oh, everything in moderation, you gotta live a little. Sure, okay, great. But if you're driving your car and you're putting gas in your car, but sometimes you put maple syrup in it, and sometimes you put, I don't know, just plain old sugar, what's gonna happen over time? You're going to ruin your car, just like you're ruining your body on the inside, and you can't see what you're doing. You can't see what's happening on the inside when you're vaping or when you're smoking cigarettes. But you know what? On the outside, you start to see that. It makes your skin just dull and gray. And I know because I used to smoke. What? Yes, I sure did. Back in 2000, I want to say 3, I was fresh out of high school, and my high school boyfriend and I broke up, and I was this goody two-shoes and all the things, didn't smoke, didn't drink, all that good stuff, because that's what I was supposed to be, and we'll talk about that another time, the whole cultural piece of things, and how I was living my life how I was supposed to for so long, even up until now with me launching this podcast and all of that. Finally, what's kept me stuck is fear of judgment, and that's been programmed in me. Subconsciously I absorbed it as a child, and my mom, and my parents, bless their hearts, I love them so much. They're such good people. They have the biggest hearts in the whole world, and I have the same heart as they do, and I'm such a giver, such a nurturer, such a lover, such a I got that from them, but I also got this fear of judgment because I'm so concerned with what people think, or I was anyway, so I'm a recovering fear of judgment person. But anyway, that's another story. See, I have so many stories, guys, and I feel like I've healed so much, I've learned so much, I've read so many books, and I've taken so many programs, so many coaching programs. I've done Spirit Junkie Masterclass from Gabby Bernstein. I've done Kathy Heller's Made to Do This just recently, just finished that up. I did Marie Forleo's B School. I have Amy Porterfield's stuff. I have a life coaching certification. I have a mindfulness certification. I've done so many things. It's not even funny. And I seriously have spent the last several years of my life just on personal development and healing my own limiting beliefs and subconscious fears. I've grown so much. I've healed so much. I'm no longer the version of myself that I was last year or the year before or 5 years before. And we can evolve and grow as people, and we can transform. We can heal certain things. Back in relationships, I used to be very jealous and very insecure. I used to assume that every single guy was a cheater and a liar, and I'm like runaway bride. You cannot make me get in a relationship. I refused. I wanted to be single and free and say yes to everything. I wanted nothing to do with a marriage, with kids, none of that. I saw that as death. I saw that as like the end of my life. And I do attribute living the amazing life that I've lived to not being tied down like that. But at the same time, I was not in a place mentally, emotionally, spiritually, or anything to be in a relationship because I clearly didn't love myself. And that's the problem with a lot of women, is that we find ourselves in relationships purely because we don't want to be alone, or we're afraid of being alone rather, or we don't know how to be alone. And so I know quite a few women that are in relationships right now, just out of the pure reason of having something is better than nothing. And that is the worst possible thing, because you're blocking your blessings. The universe and God, or whatever it is for you, is waiting to reward the shit out of you. Like, there's so much waiting for you. Just waiting. It's in reserve. It's waiting for you to be like, okay, I'm ready. Let's go. You know what? Forget this. This is not the life I want. We have one life to live. Just one. One. And sit right now and ask yourself, please sit down and ask yourself, is this the life that I want to live for the rest of my life? And if your heart just wrenches in your gut, you feel something, you're like, no, but you're scared. I get it. It's hard. I just left the love of my life a few months ago. I manifested him. I have a moral obligation to share my stories with you, to share my healing, because as Gabby Bernstein says, your healing can heal others, and my healing has healed others. I've transformed lives. I truly have, just from talking one-on-one with women, sharing my story, inspiring them and motivating them to dig deep and to pull out the strength that they have buried deep, to bring it out to the forefront and to realize, hey, you know what? I am amazing. I do deserve better. I am beautiful. I am smart. I am funny. I do deserve to be loved and cherished and taken care of in a way that is not making me cry all the time. It's not making me feel insecure or jealous. Or you can have a happy life. You can do whatever you want. The thing that's been nagging you or bugging you or in the back of your mind or weighing on you, I wish I could do this. What is that? Please tell me. DM me. Will you please DM me and tell me what that thing is for you? I will help you make it happen. I will. I just really want to change your life, transform your life, figure out what your limiting beliefs are, figure out what's blocking you, start nourishing your body, putting good things in, because guess what ends up happening? Your mind becomes more clear. You have more energy. You feel happier. You start to love yourself. You start to notice things that you do like and you don't like. Why? Because the fog gets cleared. Because these chemicals that you're eating are designed to get you sick, so that you take pills, so that you get surgeries, so that you're just this mindless zombie and you're not using your brain to its full potential. When you put only nourishing things in your body, your brain starts to work at its most optimal level. Your mindset ain't shit without your health being set. Let me say that again. Your mindset ain't shit without your health being set. It all starts with your health. Your limiting beliefs, those thoughts that you have, even if you think positive, you could think positive till your brain explodes. Nothing will happen. You're not going to manifest anything that you're thinking. All these positive affirmations and all these things, they're great, they're nice, they're useful, sure. They can work, but not if your subconscious programming, your limiting beliefs, the belief system that's running in the background that came to be from when you were a kid, that you're not even aware of. The way you are today, the human that you are today, the person that you are today, your behaviors today come from your belief system that's deeply rooted, that's programmed from your childhood, that was designed to protect you, to keep you safe, because our brains are literally created to keep us safe. Because back in the day, when the day was back, we were scanning the environment for saber-toothed tigers. Our brain is designed to keep us safe. So we're constantly, naturally, natively thinking in the negative, always. We're assuming the worst. We're judging. We're scanning for negative things. We can't wait for the other shoe to drop. We're looking forward to it. We create that reality. That's why a lot of people end up screwing things up for themselves. Like, for example, you could win the lottery and then you lose because you're not able to maintain that vibration of that at that level, because then you start to tell yourself, you don't deserve this. Who are you to do this? Who are you to have this much money? Or whatever it is. You start to, the negative self-talk is just disgusting. The things we say to ourselves, we would never say to our little sisters or our daughters or our mothers. We would never say the mean things that we say to ourselves. Jay Shetty actually did a really cool video about this, actually. I saw it recently, where he had basically a conversation with older sisters, and he had them write down all the nasty negative things they say to themselves, like, you're fat, you're not good enough, you're not smart enough, no one will ever love you, and all these things. Can you relate to that? I mean, I've said those things to myself before, but I definitely don't say them to myself now, because I've really healed that shit. But anyway, so then he ended up talking to these girls all about that, and they're crying, and then he brings in their little sisters, and he goes to them, all right, so here's your sister. Go ahead and read to her. Say these things to her. And so they're like, no way, I could never do that. But it's like, so you see how mean you are to yourself? And that's what's really blocking us as women. I mean, in general, even men, like my ex, for example, I don't want to, put his business out there, but he's got some things that happened in his childhood that are definitely showing up in his adulthood. And so until you make peace with your childhood, with whatever happened in your life as a kid, and that's where the work comes in, you have this whole inner child that is inside of you now as an adult that's running the show. So it's so important to do the work. And how it starts, in my opinion, and this is how it started for me, it was with food. I began putting nourishing things in my body in 2010, and that first year I was 100% raw. And in that, I truly started to feel my body, my mind, my soul come alive. I was on a higher vibration, a higher frequency, a higher level than anyone around me. I was in college at ASU, and I remember everyone around me drinking Red Bulls and coffees and all these things, and I never had coffee at all. I had my green juice, and I had my salad, and I was figuring out what to eat, and back then, you guys, it was not as easy as it is right now. Granted, vegan food being processed is not healthy. I will tell you that right now. You can be vegan and unhealthy. The more processed food you eat, the less healthy you'll be. Why? Because it's fake food. It's fake. It's not nourishing. Even with a lasagna, now I make it with green lentil pasta. And I make it with all organic, non-GMO ingredients. So my lasagna is definitely way more healthy than any lasagna that you'll find in a restaurant. I rarely go to restaurants because the food that they serve is just full of salt to satisfy the taste buds of your average standard American diet eater. And if you think about it, standard American diet, when you acronym it or abbreviate or whatever, it's SAD. It's sad. So it really does make you sad because you're not putting in energetic, high vibrating foods. Raw vegan, or basically raw food, right? Raw vegetables, raw fruit, raw nuts and seeds, and unsalted, unroasted, all these things, like in its natural state, is the most powerful, most nourishing, most perfect food that you could put in your human body to nourish it. And it's because it grows from the earth. It's in the soil. Soil is energy. It's coming from the vibration, from the ground, from the earth, from the soil. The power that is in the soil goes into the food that's growing out of the soil. Like, imagine a beet. You yank out a beet or a carrot straight out of the ground. You see its roots. It's so powerful. It's so energetic. It's high vibrating. It's living. So if you put that inside your body, it's fuel. When you eat something like a pasta or a steak or whatever, it's causing your body to slow down. It needs time to digest it, to process it, and then you end up in a food coma. Food is supposed to nourish you and energize you, not slow you down and bring you down and make you need a nap. When you're at work in your cubicle or wherever you are at 2 p.m. and you need a coffee and you can't make it to 5, there's something wrong there. You're not okay. You're not. So let's Let's do something about this. Let's start nourishing our bodies. Let's start putting in fruits and vegetables, nuts and seeds, more than anything. And make your portions smaller, and make sure that at least 51% of your plate is raw, and eat that first. You'll find yourself getting full. You'll find yourself not even wanting to finish your plate. And we're not 5 years old anymore where our parents are, bless their hearts, forcing us to finish our plates. No, you just eat mindfully. Be intentional. Taste all the flavors. Don't scarf it down and park your ass in front of a TV. Be mindful. Be grateful. Just sit there with your meal with no sound at all. Just sit there and look at your plate and express gratitude for the fact that you have a plate, the fact that you have food on it, the fact that you have a roof over your head. Just be mindful. And every bite, just imagine it nourishing your cells, nourishing your body, absorbing all the nutrients and being energized by it, being healed by it. Feel lit up by it. Instead of scarfing it down and then filling up another plate, like getting seconds when you didn't even process the first. There's so much that I want to share with you guys. It's been a decade of my life, the past decade, that I've been learning all of these different things about food, about being vegan and juicing and health and wellness. I'm even in a master's program for holistic nutrition and natural health, just because I felt like I needed the credentials, because people would be like, oh, she's not a nutritionist. Oh, she's not a whatever. You know what? I went to American University. I signed up for their official legit nutrition program or whatever. I don't even remember what it was called. And I opened up my textbook, and they're talking about things like the My Plate, the My Food Pyramid thing. And they're basically teaching me to teach people to eat dairy and meat and all that stuff. And it's like, no, seriously. And you know the whole thing with sugar? Sugar doesn't cause diabetes, you guys. It's not sugar, it's processed meat that does that. And did you know that processed meat is actually a level 1 carcinogen, like tobacco? So if you are eating meat, you may as well be smoking cigarettes. That's how bad it is for you. It's crazy to think about that we're doing that every day, and it's normal and it's okay. And the food that's in our, the garbage that's in our water, in our air, like there's only so much we can do, but take control over what you can, and that's what you put in and on your body. The chemicals that are in your food are poisoning you. The chemicals that are in your lotions and your shampoos are poisoning you. I'm so sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but this had to be said. And I've been wanting to say this for a decade. I was blocking myself and not wanting to do this and scared to put myself out there. And there are definitely going to be people who are going to say negative things, and that I'm going to have to be okay with, because it is selfish of me to just hold all this in my mind, body, and soul and just share it with whoever I come across, because I wanted to be able to reach everyone who needs it. Everyone who's meant to find it will find it. And I believe that so strongly. And I'm not here to live a mundane, selfish life and then die on my deathbed regretting not having started my podcast, not having opened up my vegan restaurant that I wanted to open in 2010, or a food truck or something, or become an interior decorator, or speak on stages, or become a life coach, or inspire people and change lives. And I want to be of service. I'm here for you. This was a complete universe thing that was meant to come out of me right now in this very moment. Because as I was listening to Kathy's program while I'm driving, she just started talking about the podcast, and I wasn't even a quarter way in, and I had this intuitive thought that just was like, oh, you should record right now. You should grab your phone and record right now. And then I was like, no, I'll finish listening to this and then I'll record. And then the thought came again, you should record right now. And so I was like, you know what? I'm going to record right now. And then I almost did it again. You see, we talk ourselves out of things that we know we should do. So that's the thing I hope you get out of this. Catch yourself talking yourself out of something, and I want you to talk yourself back into it. If there's one thing that you take away from this, aside from loving yourself and realizing that you do want more, you do deserve more, and it is possible for you to have more, you have to believe that that is the case. And when you have an inspired thought I believe it's from the universe. I believe it's from God. I believe it's your inner being telling you, hey, go this way, do this thing, say this thing, do that thing. And you talk yourself out of it out of fear. It's your ego trying to keep you safe and small. It's your programming. It's your subconscious. It's your limiting beliefs. It's your old belief system that we're going to get rid of. So in order to do that, you need to start taking action toward the things that scare you. You need to start taking action toward the things that you talk yourself out of. And the second that you do that, you will see magic unfold. You'll see magic happen. Things will come your way that you'll be like, what? And then it'll be like, no way, what a coincidence. But guess what, sweetheart? There are no coincidences. Everything happens for you, not to you. I will say that again and again and again. Your life is going to transform. I'm going to help you do it. I'm really excited that I did this. I love you so much. Have a great night, great morning, great afternoon, wherever time it is, wherever you are. Have a wonderful whatever. Bye.
Oh my God, Becky. No, I'm kidding. That was crazy. I was listening to that with you as I'm playing. I'm holding my phone up. My hand is just hurting. It's killing me right now. And it's like 2 a.m. See, it's all about having inspired thoughts and taking action on them. And here I am doing this right now. And it took so much of me to even post that, because I was like, oh, I shouldn't post that. I said this or I said that, or people will judge me, or someone will hate, or someone will talk shit. They're going to do it anyway. So here are your takeaways. Number 1, we're all meant to do something bigger and better and greater than we're currently doing in this very moment. Number 2, the limiting beliefs that your subconscious formed are running your life from the background. Number 3, watch the documentary Food Matters. It changed my life overnight. Number 4, processed food has chemicals in it that are found in cleaning products. Number 5, your one true power is what you put in, on, and around your body. Number 6, food can either be the best form of medicine or the slowest form of poison. Number 7, food is supposed to energize and nourish you, not slow you down and make you need a nap. Number 8, if your body was a car, the fuel for it would be veggies, fruits, nuts, seeds, water, and things found in nature, not things in a box or a bag made in a lab. Number 9, if your body's made up of chemical reactions and you're eating food made up of chemicals, there are chemical reactions taking place in your body that you have no idea what they're doing. Number 10, put the right things in and watch how good you can feel. Number 11, eating what's meant for the human body enhances your mind's capabilities. Number 12, your mindset ain't shit unless your health is set. Number 13, meat clogs your arteries and causes cardiovascular disease, and dairy causes cancer. Watch Food Matters and read the China study. Number 14, processed meat is a level 1 carcinogen like tobacco. You might as well be smoking. Number 15, if you don't love yourself, you shouldn't be in a relationship out of fear of being alone. Having something is not better than having nothing. Girl! Number 16, the universe is waiting to reward the shit out of you. Make space for those miracles to come in. Number 17, you have one life to live. Is this the life that you really want to live for the rest of your life? Number 18, your subconscious programming is blocking you from manifesting the life you want. Number 19, the chemicals in your food, lotions, and shampoos are poisoning you. Number 20, catch yourself talking yourself out of something and talk yourself back into it. Number 21, pay attention to your inspired thoughts. They're whispers from your inner wisdom. Number 22, take action toward the things that scare you and watch magic happen. Number 23, as I always say, everything happens for you, not to you. Ooh, that was fun. Oh my gosh. I could do this all day and all night. It's actually 2:35 in the morning right now, so I'm gonna have to call it a night, you guys. But I just wanted to thank you so much for hanging out with me, for listening, for being a part of this community. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts. And I'm feeling really called to ask you to think of one person that you think would benefit from hearing this and share it with them. Text it, email it, whatever. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram, Raw Vegan Rita, and Trading Raw Stories, and join the Facebook group. Everything will be linked in the show notes, and I will list out the documentaries I mentioned. I'll list out the books that I mentioned, and I would love to connect with you on social media, and I would love to see a review from you if you don't mind. If you could take a couple minutes and just tell me what you think and what you'd like more of or what you'd like less of and whatever, but just just be nice because, my fear of judgment thing is still real. Very, very real. All right. Talk to you later. Love you. Bye.